A lot of you ask me, how do you edit your videos? Today I'm gonna do an in-depth showcase how I edit my videos and what kind of software I'm using to edit it all. So the first thing you wanna get, what I prefer to use, is Sony Vegas Pro. You can use every version you want because every version is a little bit different. Just use the one you prefer. I really prefer to use this version. It's Sony Vegas Pro 12 because I really understand how it works, and I tried to update once and I kinda lost control because there were a lot of new things in it. So that's the reason why I'm still using a little bit of an older one, but it really works just fine. Just a little bit of a tip before you start off doing this with editing. You want to press right mouse button on the preview scene. You are gonna go to preview devices. Then you want to go to video, and over here you will see dynamic RAM preview max. I simply change it up all the way to how high I can because I want to have a little bit of RAM left to actually do my gameplay afterwards. So I'm using 26 gigabytes of RAM. I have 32 gigabytes in total. That means I can use a lot of RAM to speed up my editing and all those kind of things. If you only have 8 gigabytes of RAM, be sure you at least keep 1 to 2 gigabytes left. So if you use like 5, then you have at least a couple left if you have 8. If you have 16, use like 10 or 12, so you can always watch YouTube in the meanwhile. So after you did that, you simply want to press apply and then OK, and then you're gonna go to the next thing. The first thing I always do, I made a scene where I have my starter things, like over here I got my color palettes where I can color edit all my things, so I always delete that afterwards because I have it saved up here, but just in case if I would lose all my data, everything would still come back to me afterwards. So we're gonna press over here because we want to make sure here's where the face cam comes, because we have a couple of lines. We got the top empty lines just in case we have to add something extra. Then we got our intro and then a little bit of our face cam over here. You can change the size of everything by clicking over here at the little bit of a square, and then you click over there and then you can change the size of it. I prefer to make a preset size so you always can reuse it after a while. So you basically type a custom name when you're done, then you press the save button so it will stay there. So we're gonna click underneath the facecam thing, we're gonna press open. After you press open, you wanna go towards the folder where you saved your facecam recordings. If you do not have facecam recordings, just ignore this tab and just watch so you can see what I do once you actually get one. So you're gonna open the folder where you saved them, and you can see I have 2 files that I need to use. These were just trying to pre-record other things, so these are basically scenes that can go away, so you just press delete and they're gone. Be sure you only delete if you're sure, because if you delete something, you cannot get it back over a certain size. So we're gonna press both of them with holding Ctrl or Shift, depends what you prefer. Then we're gonna press open, and then you can see over here we got the face cam with the audio line, and we got the second part over here. Then we're gonna press underneath once again, we're gonna press file again, we're gonna press open. We're gonna go towards where we record our gameplay. You can see the same thing again. We tried to record something, didn't work the first time, and then we got 2 parts of it. So this is a little bit of a spoil of yesterday's video. Like, a lot of you guys already know this video because I uploaded it yesterday, but at the moment when I'm making this video is on Wednesday, and I always make 2 videos on Wednesday, so I can basically do 2 videos for the day afterwards. I can do live streams on a daily-ish base. But anyway guys, we're gonna continue with the editing. You can see a lot of audio lines because I have 3 microphones. We got the red one, we got the Razer Manowar, and of course we got the facecam microphone. Just in case one of them fails, we always have a backup microphone just to be sure everything just works out fine. So the first thing you want to do, you can see yourself if you use a facecam, so you have to sync up your audio. The easiest thing is use the same microphone. Most of the times everything will be fine. You can see all my microphones worked, so we're gonna delete the unnecessary microphones. We're gonna delete this one, delete this one, delete that one. This audio bar in red for me is my gameplay audio. If you want to record multiple tracks, be sure you use DX Story, because DX Story is one of the best programs in my opinion by using a Lagarif codec, because you can add more scenes, basically more audio lines. You can record the game, record multiple microphones at once and barely have any lag. Be sure you get the Lageref codec because the Lageref codec has barely any lag, and of course the X-Story is not that expensive. It's around $20 to $25 if I remember correctly, and it's just really worth it. But anyway, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna go and see if we have everything synced up. So we have to listen to the video a little bit. Clash is a game that actually you can hear it sounds a little bit bad, but we know this is the right audio, so we're gonna mute this. And we're gonna find the area where we have to stop because, you know, we tried a couple of times over and over. And now you will hear Clash is a game that's worth 1,000 Robux. I'm gonna do a... So this is the part where we want to do, because after this part, we did the recording just in one go. So we're gonna press S twice, delete the unnecessary scenes, gonna move it back to the beginning, and now you can see we have one full recording. But we still have a second part. Well, we have to be sure we're gonna find the part where we want to sync up to again. So we're gonna do the same thing once again. Bring it over here and listen to it. You can see the control. So that sounded a little bit too much. So we're gonna try again. Okay, we're gonna move this way. So you can see the control. And that sounds better. Gonna mute again. Gonna go here. Delete these two parts. Move here. And just slide it back here. But then you notice, hey, my face cam is longer. Do not worry. You click it at the edge and you just drag it a little bit. Just drag a little bit less, because you always want to be sure if you record, you keep at least like 1 or 2 seconds emptiness before you stop it, so you can still fade out, cut things out, and all those kind of things. So I'm gonna listen to this part to see if this is the right part. So as you can see, the controller works, but some of the buttons are a little bit of guessing work because not... Okay, that's the really good working system for... So that's what we wanted, so we're gonna put it against it, and you can see everything is just fine. But I prefer not to have a bold scene that just cuts over. So the thing what we're gonna do, we're gonna slide it over a little bit, just like till here, so you can see it will fade out. As you can see the... In the editing, it depends sometimes if it actually works by fading, but it always will fade out. So like in editing, sometimes it cuts over because it's just weirdly enough sometimes heavy to do it. I don't know why it happens, but it's just a thing that happens. But right now you're wondering, well, we can only see your face. How do you fix that? Well, I have a preset, you know, camera thing. You do the same thing again, what you did before. I have new over, and then we do the same one for this one as well. New over, and then you're like, but where's your border? Where's your cool golden border? You press this. You drag it all the way to the right, and then you can see I still have a cool border around me. We're gonna drag the yellow part as well, because the yellow part means where it will edit from. So we're gonna move this, part. Then we're gonna be sure this is all nice. You can see this is the ending. So we're gonna click this all, and then we're gonna drag it like here, because so it will do this. 1, 2, 3, peace out. Yeah. See? So it will fade out and look really cool. Now we're gonna do the most necessary step if you're doing 60 FPS and you want to make it look a little bit more pretty. You press the scenes with video, you hold Alt, you click, you click, you click. So here we go, you see the video parts are only highlighted. You press a right mouse button on it, you go to switches, and you press disable resample. It just looks way better in my opinion. You do not need to do it, but in my opinion it looks way more prettier. But right now, we're not done yet. Now we're gonna start off with the color editing. So we have a Video FX. We made some presets. So I'm gonna type in YouTube, because if every time we type in the same thing, you can see everything. So you're gonna go to color correction, and you wanna make a custom one. I'm first gonna start off with the face cam one, and you can see the color correction is like this. It's a little bit of editing, and not that much. Didn't change that much in my opinion. So we have the saturation at 1 to 0, 0, gamma at 1, and that's it, to be honest. Like, it doesn't really need that much color correction because it's just your face cam. And now we're gonna go to one of the most crucial parts. We're gonna go towards a saturation adjust. Every game has its own saturation. Like you can see over here, this is the game right now. This is without, this is with, this is without, this is with, and this is without. In my opinion, saturation looks so much better if we turn it on. Because, you know, you can make games look so much prettier. Like, this is grayish. Boom, colorful. So you definitely want to make sure you keep these settings. Don't always copy the exact code over for saturation. You have to play with this one yourself, because if you copy the exact one over, there is a chance it will look really ugly on your end and you're like, how did that happen? Just play around with it a little bit. Be sure you always move to the right side. Just play around with it until you get a really cool color combo, and there you got it. So be sure you do that. Now we're gonna test the other part. We have some audio in game. We want to be sure it's not too loud, so I'm gonna mute my microphone, and here we go.
Greetings, soldier. Affirmative. I apologize for my action.
Now we're gonna drag it down.
Affirmative.
In my opinion, it's still really loud, so we're gonna drag it down towards this bar. Let's see if it's now.
Roger. Charging.
So now it's a little bit better, because if I put my microphone up again, it's like this a little bit. For ones of that, so we have a character jumping. Works, sort of, not. So that's also really good and working. Now we're gonna press the right mouse button and press audio track. We want to add some background music to it, because we always have some background music. I have a preset of background music, so we're gonna click everything of it, and then we simply just like be like no, 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 no. Then we have some tracks. This is basically how I pick my tracks for my gameplay. Like, I always have the cool, catchy tunes. Sometimes I add some new ones to it. And so these are the tracks that got picked. These are the tracks that have to wait for the next time, because it keeps changing each time. Now I'm gonna lower it and move it back to this side. If you have noticed, the microphone levels go around 15 to 12. Yeah. So we want to make sure the music is not going to hide. So we're gonna drag it down a little bit more. As you can see, it's going to 19 over here. Like, it wants to be around here. You definitely want to keep it at 39. Not above that, in my opinion. If your microphone is at 15-ish, then you simply drag it back in. Be sure it's synced up. Yes, it ends correctly. You're gonna make it a little bit fading out. At the part where you start fading out, so the music is already going lower. You want to reposition that a little bit, because you want to be sure everything is nice and synced up again. So you can see there's a little bit of a difference in it, but this little bit of a frame doesn't really matter that much. So right now we have the audio ready and all that kind of stuff. Don't forget to edit your second part as well. Now we're gonna go and continue with the audio editing. So the first thing you want to do is go towards your microphone audio line, click the green button, and go to track compressor. You want to change it towards your microphone likings, so copying these settings do not work if you don't have the same close-up as me, same microphone, same voice volume, same recording volume, so this is a little bit not always working. But you can of course work off these settings. So we have this one up here, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a pre-save, because well, we can use it over and over. And there we go. Now we want to remove a little bit of background noise. I prefer to put it around 35 or minus 45. The reason why I'm going to put it on 45 is simple. I have currently a little bit of a ventilation here, as you can see. This ventilation makes some sound because it's really warm in my room currently. So it's always nice to have one, and it will cut out some of the emptiness. That people really want, like sometimes you need it, sometimes people. But it also has enough of a delay, so be sure you take the same delay, like release time, so it doesn't go like you do not want that to happen to you, because if that happens, your video is ruined. You can of course just remove it if you're not liking it. Just press this one and then you are done with that. So just in case if this can crash, always save as a template. Always just save as a template. Just overload it, done. Simple as that. You do not want to risk anything of that. So now we're gonna double check if the start is correctly. No, we forgot the start. How could we? So we're gonna do it a little bit of a fading. So here we go. Life is a game that's... There we go. So we have a little bit of a fading, so people are not like, what is happening to me? Basically, like that. So we're gonna press save once again, because it's saving over the temp and not over your preset save data. Because if you change your preset save data and you remove something, it will be asking you to please open this file, because we can't find it. So now we have everything ready, everything is nicely edited out, and now we're gonna go to one of the most crucial parts as well. So we're gonna press render as in file, render as, you will get this screen over here. You wanna search for Sony AVC/MVC MP4, MTTF, and AVC. In my opinion, I really like this one. Then you gotta go towards one of the presets that's 1080p, 60 FPS, just 1080p. Just be sure you go to one of those. You press customize templates, and then you got this menu in front of you. File formats, AVC. High definition, I do 1080p recording, so I render as 1080p. If you do 720p, do 720p. Easy as that. If you do 30 FPS, don't render at 60 FPS, render at 30 FPS. Now we're gonna go to profile, we're gonna go to high, you can change that. This is normal, this is the FPS, this is 60 FPS, this is 30 FPS, this is 50 FPS, this is movie FPS. So, you know, just the things you need to keep in mind. I keep this one on off, I keep this one on 1000, this on the highest one as possible. Number of slices all the way to the left. Running using GPU if available. I have a strong GPU, so if you have a good GPU, I would recommend using this, because if you have one, be sure you do it. If you have a weak one, just use automatic. Like, automatic works as well. Like, it just works fine, but I prefer the GPU because it cuts down my rendering time by a couple of minutes. Be sure this is disabled. Now to audio, ACC 48,000, 28, 28 stereo. System, check GPU so you can see if you have OpenCL or CUDA or anything like that. Video rendering, best, just the normal one, and of course the normal one as well. So then you type in a random name, so blah 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 blah, you press save, then you press OK. I'm gonna press cancel now because I don't want to have anything added to this. Be sure you press the golden star, then you press this button so it will show. You have to render a full video to keep the save thing in your list each time you open it. So be sure you render something 100% and then you're done. Now we're gonna go to the final part of this showing how I do everything. We're gonna go towards the one that I save, and I save an F because I use an SSD with multiple sections in it. So I save an F render so I can find it easily. You can see I'm saving as an MP4. Then we're gonna type in Cube Clash. Is it worth? Is it worth it? Something like that. So you're gonna do that, press save, and you see the name is changed. You can easily refine it. You select the one you want to render with. You can see I have a couple of presets, but I prefer this one. And then as final, you press render. So here we go, we're gonna start rendering. You can see in the screen over here, it's gonna re-render all the frames because, you know, you have to do that. You can see how many percent it will be and, you know, how far it is, how much time it will take, how long it's busy. Of course, it's gonna take a little bit more time for me right now because I'm trying to record this, but I'm gonna show you, like, how long it can take if you have a good computer with, you know, good RAM, good video card, good CPU, all those kind of things, and SSD. Like, all those things can play a factor in your rendering time. So be sure you take a look at that, because using only 800 or 500 MB as the standard RAM will take longer if you change it. How can you change how much RAM you have, or you want to be sure how much you have? You press right mouse button, you press Task Manager, you go towards the system one, you see a RAM in the purple one, and then you can see how much you have in total and how much you have left open. I'm currently using 26, so I only have 5.6 left because Windows uses a little bit. So this is how much I have left to just do my own things. This is my CPU just running on everything, and this is my SSD doing the rest of the things. So you can see, even with recording, it only takes 25 minutes for me. It maybe can take 40 minutes for you. So anyway, guys, if you learned something today, please say it with me, and also please press the like button if you found this fun, and of course a little bit more learning, because a lot of you wanted me to do this. So everybody please say it with me. 1, 2, 3, peace out. Yeah.